My name is Francis Aban. This is Top Story. We're live from the studios here at Joy News on Multi TV, also on Joy 99.7 FM. The train of government has taken off full steam. First day at work, President has chosen 4 men to helping run affairs. In a statement signed by presidential spokesperson John Jenapo, Prosper Douglas Kwesi replaces Henry Martin Newman as Chief of Staff. Roger Kwesi Angsongwene, appointed as Secretary to Cabinet. Dr. Raymond Atuguba is Executive Secretary to the President and Senior Policy Coordinator in the Office of the President, Sule Gariba. For the ministers expired on the night of 6th of January, they will remain at post in caretaker positions, and all non-carrier ambassadors and high commissioners will also remain at post as caretakers. But their come with a caveat. They will not take any decision which involves a policy issue. Solicitor General Amagazi takes responsibility of the Attorney General's Department and the Ministry of Justice. But who are these gentlemen that have been appointed, and what is expected of them? Who are these gentlemen and who are that we'll be looking up to? We're joined now by, I'm now joined in the studio by Samson Ladia Inini with a full brief of exactly who these key personalities are, what wealth of experience do they have, and what do they bring to the table today. I'm joined now by, I'm sure you have the dossiers of these 4 gentlemen that have been appointed today.
We've managed profiles of individuals that have already been mentioned, 3 of them, including Prosper, who is going for that very important office, the Chief of Staff. Have here, Francis, you can see how many pages, over 8 pages, a document of his profile. So what I'll try to do is to attempt to select portions of who so that we get to know who he is. Now, we are told that Bani, senior manager and specialist in international peace building and development processes. He's done this for over 15 years. Now, he appears from the CV, you would find that he appears to have had a lot of work, or a long period of work with the United Nations. Here in Ghana, Bani, we are told, has been active in various development processes. He's been a senior lecturer and director of studies in the Ghana Institute of Journalism. He did that from 1980 to 1992. As a lecturer, he contributed towards the training of some of the country's leading journalists, and he remains a mentor for most media managers in Ghana. Bani, we are told, is a competent administrator. He's a strategic leader and highly experienced in initiating and managing strategies, governance, building, partners, and facilitating. It's a tall list. He holds a BA Honors degree in political science and sociology at the University of Ghana. He's got 2 master's degrees, one in comparative politics government from the University of Texas, USA, and the development strategies from the Institute of Social Studies in The Hague, Netherlands. He speaks the major languages of Ghana and has working knowledge in Russian and French. In Russian and French. I'll just give you this little brief. His career history and the accomplishments that he has. United Nations Development Program, he was Senior Advisor Manager for the Horn of Africa, September 2011 to November 2012. So this is the most recent of his history. He led in the of the first high-level ministerial conference to agree on a roadmap for the UN to support Reliance mandate to end drought emergencies in the Horn of Africa. It's a very
certainly Prosper Bani has a huge experience locally, internationally, and with a great wealth of experience professionally, academically. Many thanks for you, Samson. I'm also joined by Elton John Brobe. Elton, whose profile do you have in your hands?
Well, I've been profiled Dr. Atuguba. Information I got on the website of the University of Ghana says Dr. Atuguba is a co-founder of the Legal Resources Center, a human rights and development organization in Ghana, of which he has also been the executive. He is now team leader of the Law and Development Associates. Now, a little about his academic background. Dr. Atuguba has academic degrees from the University of Ghana, 1997, that's where he got his LLB, and Harvard Law School, 2000, and was called to the Ghana Bar in 1999. He's a lecturer in law at the Faculty of Law, University of Ghana, where he teaches constitutional law, administrative law, Ghana legal systems and methods, jurisprudence, conflict of law, and several human rights and law and development seminars. He has previously co-taught human rights seminars at Harvard University and Monash University. He's a co-founder of the Legal Resources Center, Human Rights and Development Organization in Ghana, of which he has also been the executive director. He's now team leader of the Law and Development Association. He has researched and published extensively, mostly in relation to the intersection of law, policy and human rights.
And certainly with this wealth of experience, he has been given the position as the Executive Secretary to the President. Many thanks for your time, Elton John. But we are now joined on the line by Esther Ofe Abuaji. He's the Director of the Institute of Local Government Studies. Many thanks for joining us today on Top Story. Now, certainly appointments are out, and the indication is that these personnel have a lot of experience that they bring to the table. But one key issue has been for the ministers. The ministers are supposed to remain at post. Those that work from the previous administration should remain at post. But in caretaker positions, they are not supposed to make key policy decisions. Why is this important?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It is important, as the statement indicates, it's in the spirit of the transition that we are moving from one status or one set of experience, governance experiences to another. And therefore, there are still ends to be tied, loose ends to be finished, ground prepared, take off or the implementation of new manifesto promises. So the idea, I would imagine, is that policy issues indicated here, the decisions will be those that do not commit or do not initiate policy change. You understand?
Sorry to cut you in there, but ministries already, we do know directors the running of these ministries. And so if the minister is to remain as caretaker but not make key policy decisions, which essentially is what they do at the ministry, what's really the significance really?
Because ministries do need political leadership. Chief directors, for instance, if you take the specific case that was indicated, like the Solicitor General acting in the absence of the minister, the person is a professional lawyer who can go to court. The chief director may not necessarily be a lawyer, may not necessarily be able to do technical business that there is. Now, you do need a politician who understands the mind and the spirit within which policy they are concluding was formulated, who can understand it and bring it with the wealth of institutional memory that is required to bring it to a tidy end. The idea of transition is preparing the ground for change, sure that things are taken up, tidied up, and making sure that there is somebody at post as we await the new people who would implement the renewed vision from the manifesto that brought this government into power.
Certainly. But quickly, just before I'm actually running out of time, quickly, with these new positions, at least for the presidency, how, looking at the profiles that we just brought to you, Prosper Barney, Roberts for the cabinet, secretary to the cabinet, looking at their profiles, do they fit the match as to the job expected of them?
Indeed. I mean, the secretary to the cabinet is a very experienced civil servant. He started from the ground, went through district coordinating director, regional coordinating director, has been chief director in the vice president's office, and obviously the president. So Mr. Anson Winnie is extremely qualified for the position of secretary to cabinet.
Finally, your keyword here, is this the best fit first appointments? Does it give a strong indication for you as to where we're heading, the Mahama administration is heading?
Well, I'm not familiar with Mr. Bunny, But I can say that the appointment of Mr. Ansonwini and Dr. Agariba fills me with confidence that we could be onto a good thing.
Certain. Many thanks for your time here on Top Story. I've been joined quickly by Eric Ahianyo. Eric, whose dossier do you have?
Well, I have that of Dr. Sule Gariba.
Quickly, in a minute, just tell me
in a minute, let me quickly do that. Dr. Sule Gariba, many of you know him as a policy analyst. He's worked extensively on issues with evaluation, but because you are telling me to be very brief, I'll just give you an idea about his employment history. He's the Executive Director, Institute for Policy Alternatives in Ghana, Chief Executive Officer, that's Gariba's Development Associates Limited here in Accra. And then he's a Senior Associate and West Africa Representative and Lecturer, Department of Political Science, Carleton University, Ottawa, Canada, and Coordinator of Cedar Cross. He's worked extensively on local governance issues and then other international organizations.
Many thanks for you, Eric Ahianyo, for that update. And that's how we wrap Top Story this evening. My name is Francis Aban. We'll be doing a lot more analysis in 15 minutes on Newsnight and also on Joy News at 8. Top Story is brought to you by Bond Financial Services, your success, our passion, Belacqua Mineral Water, the new generation mineral water, Blue Rose Limited, as well as myjoyonline.com.